Oh, what to say, what to say, what to say. Oh, hi. Uh, roll the intro.
My little pony, what is friendship all about? My little pony, friendship is magic.
Greetings, my brony pig sister friends. Welcome to Crimson Analysis. In this episode, I'll be analyzing Season 8, Episode 4, Fake It Till You Make It. Honestly, I really don't know what to say about this episode. It was really weird, I guess is the right word. I don't know why, but while watching this, it didn't quite feel like an MLP episode. I know what the writers were trying to convey, and they did it in kind of an unorthodox way, and I'm not quite sure how I feel about it. The episode opens with Fluttershy having a tea party with her animal friends at Sweet Feather Sanctuary. And then Rarity comes running in, needing some help.
The Canterlot Royal Fashion Show is practically upon us, and the cornerstone piece of my collection just isn't working. And I can't just close the shop, so I was hoping you might consider running it.
I'm surprised you picked me.
Well, I may have asked a few others. Sorry, but we've got a Wonderbolt show coming up.
Sorry, but it's pie season and the pie orders are piling up.
Sorry, I've got a curriculum to make up. Nope.
Nope.
My calendar's packed.
You know, I got nothing against Fluttershy, and I love her a lot, but to be honest, I probably would have picked her last as well. All those other ponies I think would be more qualified. What is that?
It's an elephant.
Are you sure about that? So, Fluttershy, in an effort to please the ponies and just have more confidence running the shop, she starts to create characters to help her out. I feel like we all have done this at one point or another. We put on a mask when we interact with other people. For some reason, being someone different than ourselves gives us more confidence in a social setting. So Fluttershy creates 3 extra characters to help her run the shop, none of them being her true self. Let's see. We got Snooty Fluttershy, Hipster Fluttershy, and Goth Fluttershy. And she starts taking too far with it as the characters get worse and worse over time.
Your melancholy is way too shallow for a look with this much unfeeling depth. Ugh! Your style isn't even on the same page. Turn away. Don't even look at it, okay? I think not, dear. This is all far too fashion-forward for the likes of you.
This seemed like an odd way to resolve the issue.
You are terminated! Well, good luck replacing me! Ugh. Well, thankfully I always thought she was too controlling.
You are terminated too!
Whatever.
Now I
know, right? I mean,
Actually, you're, like, totally terminated as well!
like, okay.
And it reminded me of something I saw a couple years ago. In an episode of The Ghost Whisperer, there were 2 spirits possessing one body. There was a dominant spirit and a submissive spirit. The dominant spirit was always the one on display, as it suppressed the other one. And then one day, the body drowned with the dominant spirit in control. That effectively killed the dominant spirit, allowing the submissive spirit to take over. Felt like that's similar to what happens here. As Rarity fires every character, that character ceases to exist. That character was created with the sole purpose of running the shop. Now that they've been fired and aren't running the shop anymore, they no longer have a purpose. Therefore, they vanish. There's no need for them anymore, so they, in a sense, die off, leaving the real Fluttershy. I believe the moral of this episode is to not put on a mask, just to be yourself. Final thoughts? I don't know what to say about this episode. I had a very weird feeling the entire time I was watching it. There isn't really that much to analyze, it's pretty straightforward. The more interesting thing is, why did the characters progress past what they were intended for? They were created to run the shop and to help different types of ponies. But for some reason, the more she used those characters, the more they took on a life of their own. I believe this was happening because she was losing who she is. If we're always putting on a mask around other people, we will essentially become the mask that we put on, losing who we really are in the process. The reason for the masks and the characters we create is to help us in certain situations, either to help us feel more confident or just have more fun. The reason these characters took over was because they were created to run the shop. Fluttershy had no business being there, but the characters did. the character's purpose was to run the shop. So after they were fired, they no longer had a purpose because they weren't running the shop anymore. The only purpose they had was to run the shop. So when that was taken away, they had no purpose. Therefore, they vanished, leaving behind the real Fluttershy. I feel like we've all done this at some point. Every single one of us has created a character to play when we interact with others. But if we constantly are playing that character, we'll eventually become that character and lose who we really are. It's much better just to be ourselves. In this particular instance, Rarity asked Fluttershy to run her shop. She didn't ask Snooty Fluttershy, Hipster Fluttershy, or Goth Fluttershy to run the shop. She asked the real Fluttershy to run the shop. Rarity says herself,
I'd never trust some horrible saddle row pony to run my shop. That's why I wanted a friend to do it.
And now, time for favorite scenes.
Have you considered the possibility that the Royal Fashion Show is trying to undercut rarities by continuing on in Canterlot and not moving the whole affair here? Have you?
No.
She called Smokey Jr. and Softpad rodents!
Rodent? Why didn't you say that from the start? She obviously needs help. Come on!
I don't know what it is about Rarity when she's wearing those glasses, but I love the way she looks in them. I'll give this episode a 7.2 out of 10. It just felt a little awkward when I was watching it. I don't know if just the way it was portrayed or what. It just felt a little weird watching it. I'm not saying it was a bad episode. I'm not saying that at all. It was enjoyable to watch, and there were some funny moments. It just, for some reason, it didn't feel like an MLP episode. But I think the moral at least got across. Just be yourself. Don't put on a mask or play a character when you're around other people, because the more often you do that, the more like that character you'll become, and the real you will get lost in the background. Well, that's it for this episode of Crimson Analysis. I'm your host, Crimson Shield. Thanks for watching.
We'll be there to help them see. A true friend helps a friend in need to see the light that shines from a true friend. A true friend helps a friend.